So the first section is fire. In a primitive survival situation, there's over 22 different methods of making fire without matches alone. So there's a lot of varieties. It depends on the environment you're in and what's available. But today we're going to focus on more of a modern method of making fire. So that way you can have something, instead of having to run out in the woods and find a stick and rub sticks together, you can carry this with you and it can be very effective. This is called a magnesium fire starter. This is more of a modern method. It consists of a block of magnesium. Magnesium is a very soft metal, but when it burns really hot, incredibly hot. Typical fire is around 2,100 degrees. This comes up at a whopping 5,400 degrees. So this is like insane temperatures. With the block of magnesium, it also has a strike insert that's flint. And when you take a knife, you can use a knife right here, or you can use a hacksaw blade or a piece of metal like your keychain or something like a key or anything metal. You can get a spark off that. And what you do is you put it right up on top of the flint and have this straight up and down, and you push down. It's pretty effective. The cool thing is that these will last forever, and they're really even better. You know how when you have a lighter and it gets wet, you're done for? Well, check this out. Here, throw that in the water, would you please? And just make sure you don't lose it. You can dip it in there. See that? Is everybody watching what she's doing? Yep. Are you able to get it back? All right. That was not a trick. She did it herself. So all I got to do is, oh no, I dropped it in the water. Just dry it off. And we're back to fire again. Now typically these will last somebody a long time. Somebody who doesn't start fires every day, this can last easily a couple years. For me, I'll go through these in a month. Like, I make fires all the time. This is my business. This is what I do. So I promise you, these will last a while. Just don't carry them in buildings that require you to, check your, could be a weapon, so you got to be careful. These are 100% cotton balls you can get at the Family Dollar store. $1.50. You get over like 100 of them. Get some Vaseline or petroleum jelly. And you dip the cotton ball in there. See how I did that? And then you fold it over so that way it's on the inside. And this is really cool. So watch this. Wow. Now with that Vaseline on there, that's going to burn for 7 minutes. Wow. So you have an automatic fire starter. And you can add sticks onto it and keep it going, and it's really awesome. And that's just $3 worth of stuff. Another favorite that I have is dryer lint. I go to all the laundromats in Greenfield, so don't even go around there, because I got them all. It's my turf. People call me the lint king.
Burn longer?
Yeah,
because of the oil?
Exactly. So see how I'm doing this, and I'm putting it right down in there. See how easy that is? Very effective. Oh, it's so nice. Okay.
Fire.
So with the magnesium block here, I'm going to get into that. You could be able to scrape magnesium off into little shavings, and you can get it into like a shape of a quarter, and then you can spark it with your block here, and it'll light up, and it's really awesome. So if you have some stuff and you want to catch it, you can also make that pile of shavings. I would highly recommend that, another really cool trick is taking a little film canister and sticking like 3 or 4 cotton balls with Vaseline in there. You just put it in your pocket. You go to Hallmark School of Photography, the students throw them out like trash. You just grab them and tuck them away and use them for other stuff.
Old medicine containers.
Yep, old medicine containers work fine. Just make sure you wash those out really well. You don't be breathing in all the fumes of the medicine while you're lighting your fire. See, you just pull them right out and they stay dry, so that way if you're camping and everything and it's raining, you don't have to worry. And you can put like 4 or 5 of them in here. The hand sanitizers that you guys all use, 67% alcohol. That stuff is flammable. I cook with that stuff. I mean, like as like a sterno fluid. So if you guys want to learn more about fire and all the different methods, you should take my fire intensive workshop. We spent a day doing all these different methods of making fire, from rubbing sticks together to using hand drills to modern methods, how to use a cell phone to get a fire. Okay, so now we're going to go into learning how to make rope from plants. It's an awesome experience. When you really start thinking about it, rope is tied to everything. Learning rope and how to make it is one of those vital skills. Definitely important. Think about all the clothes we're wearing right now. What is it?
Rope.
It's rope. So I'm going to use plants to be able to teach you how to make a rope. And this method I'm going to show you today is over 10,000 years old. It was hand down like from generation to generation for thousands and thousands of years. This is called a plant called dogbane. It grows around water, usually around moist soils. It's a little darker. It's usually not as much sunlight as we're getting today. And the stalk is kind of red and it has beautiful green flowers that are kind of oval with, leaves that are oval and green with white flowers. Then in the fall time, it dies and you're left with the stalk. And that's when you gather it, when you gather the acorns around October, November. And you have enough rope for the whole year. When it's cold outside, you can make a rope in your shelter. When you're working with it, make sure it is mildly toxic, so don't be putting your hands in your mouth. So the first thing we're going to begin is by breaking the stalk of the plant. You can do that and put it on the ground and step on it, or you can use your hands and crush it. Go all the way up the stalk. Go all the way up. Try not to rip them off like that, Alex. Just go all the way up. You can put it on your knee. You can also tap it with a piece of wood if you want. You know, as long as you break up the stalk.
Also start at the narrow end, and then you can move your weight. Yes, sir.
If you guys are having a hard time breaking it, don't feel bad about putting it on the ground and tapping it with your foot, the heel of your foot, to break it up. So once we get this all broken up, we're just going to begin to separate the pieces of stalk. See how we have different separations here? Okay, once you at least have one of these, put the other ones down. You see as you're separating the stalk, all the different fibers that are on this? Mm-hmm. That's what we're going to try to weave together. It's really effective. We're going to take this in our right hand and we're going to break it. And we're going to peel off the piece of wood and leave the fiber on the outside. And I want you to work on doing little tiny pieces, because if you do really big pieces, you'll ruin it and you won't have the fiber that you need. So you're going to break it, peel it away. Break it, peel it away. Don't get wanting to go too fast with it, or it's slow and steady wins the race. Okay, so once you get all this fiber here, this is the fun part about survival. We're going to do some stuff that we don't really do in everyday life. We're going to spit into our hand. All right, so here's your chance to show her when you can have a good time.
Yeah, well, somebody else is going to have to do that.
All right?
Oh, I'm not.
Well, if you don't want to,
Somebody else spit in your hands.
and we're going to rub it together. All right, and we're going to rub it together and we get all the fibers kind of joined together a little bit. Come on.
I'm a very good spitter.
Are you saying rub the pieces together?
Yep, just rub them all together. Take all the fiber and rub it between your hands.
Yeah, the spitting is
People are going to really want to show up for my class. All right, so just go from the top all the way down the fiber that you have. Isn't it amazing just getting back to basics, the stuff that you can do? It's just fun. Okay, now that we have the fiber here, we're going to fold it in half. So we have one strand that's longer and one strand that's shorter. just like this. We're going to fold it in half and take our left hand. For you, it'll be your right hand. And you're going to pinch it. We're going to take the strand on the right side, which is the short strand, and we're going to take our thumb and our pointer finger and grab and turn like we're turning on the ignition of a car. Turn away from you, cross it over the other piece of fiber, and pinch. We're going to take the piece of fiber here, twist away, cross it over the other piece of fiber, and pinch. Twist away, cross it over, pinch. And after doing that for a little while, it creates a strand of rope.
I spend a lot of time. That is
Native cultures could make a foot in 1 minute. See, that's what you got. That's what it looks like when you start making the string. When you guys get to the end, you're going to have a strand on both strands. You're just going to take your piece of fiber that you have, which you can get more, and you're just going to put another piece right over top of that other. And you're just going to twist that right in and cross it over. It's called splicing. And you can make, I made 25 feet of cord doing this. It's really easy. It's really nice to relax. It's kind of put your mind at rest.
That is very cool.
I just wanted to say thank you so much for spending the last 2 hours on this experience, hanging out in the woods and learning a little bit about survival skills. As you know, this is not all survival skills. This is just a very, very little bit, just a taste. So if there is some desire or interest in trying to go farther possibly, feel free to check out yellowhawksjourney.com. I have a whole series of workshops and programs and activities for everything from school groups all the way down to individual people. So if you want to work one-on-one with me, we can do that, or I can have a group. We can put something together.